welcome back to Vlogmas Day 2. Thank you so much for tuning in today. My apologies for uploading Vlogmas Day 1 late yesterday. I had some issues with YouTube's backend while I was uploading the video, but anyway, here it is. Day 2, I'm getting ready for work. I have to leave before the sun is up, so I am being quiet here. I always like to take my cup just to make a hot drink during the day, and that's usually what I have till I come back. Sometimes I take bread along or croissants, and I eat that. Sometimes I don't, and I just have the one meal when I come back from work, which you get to see much later in the vlog. On my way to church or my way to work, I sometimes pray under my breath, so that's probably what you see me doing here. Work was really laid back this particular day, so yeah, I will catch up with you guys in the course of the vlog.
Hi lovelies, and welcome back to the channel. Vlogmas Day 2, I think. Yeah, Vlogmas Day 2. I'm on my way to the shop. I just want to buy bread, and then I'm going to get my boys from school, and then we're gonna see what we're gonna do for the rest of the day. All right, let's go.
I sometimes love it when I finish work at this time of the day. It means that I can go shopping and still go and get my boys from school, which is very refreshing to me. On this particular day, I made up my mind to just go in for bread, and when I entered the store, I just realized that I needed onion, but something else caught my eye. For the OGs here on the channel, you guys know that we price watch in this time. Last year was very disappointing, so I'm being honest, but I don't have high hopes for this year's price watch, even though someone mentioned it in the last vlog. I saw this really big chunk of meat for about £27, which was looking rather cheap, but I'm not sure I should be getting this, or I should even keep my eye on it. It was really tempting. I kept turning it over and looking at it, but you know, fingers crossed, we'll see. Anyway, I got the bread I came in to the shop for, and I closed my eyes to every other thing, including egg that I desperately need, but I will probably get that in the course of the week. Anyway, bread now is £9.90. God have mercy upon us, because I don't understand where we are going. Bread is £9 because how bread and onion, how did we get here? Anyway, I picked up my bread and I am on my way to the boys' school. I picked them up. It was really windy and rainy this particular day. Anyway, the sun is starting to set a lot early, so it looks like the evening when it's just around 3:30 in the afternoon. Anyway, we get back into the house, and you know, everybody just tries to sort themselves out. The boys have a light snack, and I remember to put the garbage out while the boys are changing and getting something really quick to eat. While that is going on in the background, let's quickly visit our book reading for today. We are looking at Luke chapter 2, and in today's chapter we see the birth of Jesus Christ from verse 1 to 7, where Augustus Caesar orders the census, and Joseph and Mary make their way down to Bethlehem, and where Jesus was later born in a manger because there was no room in the inn. We also see where some shepherds who were attending to their flock on the field were visited by some angels announcing the birth of Jesus Christ. The shepherd also went to visit Jesus in the manger. Jesus is presented at the temple in verse 21 to 24. Jesus is circumcised on the 8th day, which is what we practice now. We also see where Mary and Joseph bring Jesus to Jerusalem to dedicate him to the Lord according to the law. And from verse 25 to 35, we see of Simeon's prophecy. We also hear of Anna the prophetess from 36 to 38. And then Mary and Joseph make their way back to Nazareth in verse 39 to 40. And then from verse 41 to 52, we see where Jesus stays back, you know, when he was 12 and he was left back at the synagogue discussing the scripture with some elders and teachers. And his parents come back looking for him like frantically. And that's why he responds with, "Don't you know I have to be about my father's business?" Which in this day and time might be considered rude. But then we see where Jesus returns home with them and remains obedient, and then he grows on in wisdom and in stature. What stood out for you in today's verse? Let me know in the comment section. So this is me yesterday at past 9, finally able to upload the video, and I was so relieved because I honestly thought it was not going to be possible anymore. I'm just grateful that we did not start on a bad note. The devil is a liar. Anyway, I got my shoes on and I make my way downstairs to start cleaning up the kitchen. I was greatly helped by my husband to do the dishes, and I just had to put everything away once they were all dried and just leave the kitchen in a state where when I come in, I'm able to just start cooking or do whatever it is that needs to be done. Thank you again to everyone who has commented on my videos so far. Thank you for the amazing response with Vlogmas Day 1. I'm really excited and grateful to you guys. For those who have been marking attendance, I see you. Thank you so much. Today's shout out goes to my sister Almost Space. She's also an amazing YouTuber here in this YouTube street, and she is also participating in Vlogmas in some capacity. She has one video up already, so please let's go over to her channel and show her some love as well. She is an amazing support system here to be. She doesn't know that, but I'm just telling her. Anyway, just in case anyone is wondering, I only have the gloves on because of my nails. I find that the water and constant exposure to water weakens my nails and doesn't make them last, so I put on gloves just to preserve them from harsh chemicals and the heat of the water. So yeah, that's why I have the gloves on. If I don't have my nails on, I just go ahead and use my hands straight up. All right, so after everywhere is all cleaned down, I'm just going ahead to hoover. Thank you so much to everyone who has mentioned this kitchen in my last vlog. I love this kitchen. This kitchen is one of the deciding factors that got me interested in this house in the first place. I actually love the kitchen myself. I love how open it is. I love that it is a lot bigger than what we had before. And yeah, I just want to show you one of the first meals that we made in this house. This was something we really enjoyed. It was refreshing, quite unusual. First off, I got this chopping board from Shein. I got 2 of them. I'm using one of them somewhere else in this house. You probably get to see that in subsequent vlogs, but this chopping board is an acrylic one. I really don't use it for much chopping, but it's sort of there so that my workspace is preserved and it's really easy to use. So this particular day, this was one of the very first meals we made when we moved in. Obviously the kitchen was one of the first places I set up because obviously food is important and we have to continue eating. Yeah, so this particular day I made some stir fry. I made that with pork. So I put some onions, carrot, some pepper. I put some soy sauce and some broccoli later on. You get to see that in the course of the vlog. I'm also boiling some basmati rice to go with that. I usually add some salt and a dash of oil into my rice just to make the rice fluffy. The oil helps to separate the rice and just makes it, you know, stand on its own. Anyway, this dinner was really amazing. I don't know if you can see, but my husband is measuring out some things in the background. We're just still trying to set up our space and figure out what goes where. So he was setting up some other spots in the house and I was making dinner. Anyway, this faucet was an add-on. The kitchen didn't come with this faucet, so I bought this on Shein as well. This was about £4 and change, and it is really good. It fits the tap really well, and it has about 3 attachments or 3 settings, so I really love that. I had that in the former house and I didn't have that here when we moved in, so I just decided to get that from Shein. So if you're interested in the link to this faucet tap, it's just a screw on, so you can just get that and use that in your space as well. Yeah, so that's what it is, and that's the last thing I'm adding to my stir fry. That's the onions and the broccoli I've gone in, and I just add some ground pepper, just some cayenne pepper, just so that we know what we're eating, because the food is not spicy. Please, what are we eating if it's not spicy? Anyway, dinner was delicious. I absolutely loved it. It was light, it wasn't too heavy for the night. Thank you so much to everyone who is marking registers for day 2. Your engagement, your support means a lot. I'll see you guys in Vlogmas day 3. Thank you so much. Bye.